All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another installment of the Subspace Weekly Developer Sync. Today, we're going to go around and get an update from everyone on what they've been working on and what they're going to work on this week. We're going to start off at the bottom of the stack with the core protocol. Nazar, if you would like to kick us off today, please.
Yes. Last week, the only big change on the core protocol from my side was the farmer benches. We have benches for plotting, auditing, and proving, verified or like reviewed and merged. Otherwise, I'm kind of blocked on the further development for the consensus. So I'll be helping Shamil with the interfaces for the DSN from the sectors that we are plotting. And hopefully, by the time I finish that, there will be more work to be done. I guess that's it on my side.
Okay, thanks, Nazar. Yeah, and I'll definitely be syncing up with you during our one-on-one to talk about next steps. Definitely got some work scoped out there. I just haven't had a chance to get it over to you this weekend. Okay, great. Okay, any questions for Nazar? All right, moving on. Shamil, you're next.
Sure. Last week, I mostly worked with Kademlia and Pieces publication. I integrated new features with the node and the farmer, start providing method for Pieces, which is pull model for Kademlia, and put value, which is push model for Kademlia. That allowed us to get Pieces for plotting via DSN. And for this week, I started working on the getting Pieces from already plotted sectors, basically from the archival storage. That's it.
Okay, wonderful. Sounds like great progress, Shamil. Look forward to discussing that more in protocol sync up next.
Sure.
Any questions or comments for Shamil? Okay. I think that is it at the core protocol layer, unless anybody else has any updates. Lu Chang or Yvonne, I don't know if there's anything happening at the primary chain level that you guys want to cover. No? Okay. Moving on to the execution layer. Lu Chang, you're up next.
Yes. So last week, the last part of pilot executive registry was finalized, and then I ran a local testnet to test the pilot executive registry, which seemed to work fine regarding the basic features. The domain-related queries in the monorepo are also reorganized to reflect the domain's design. Besides that, I wrote a detailed doc about a few issues on the submit bundle extrinsic emerged after merging the receipts into the bundle. For this week, apart from the remaining two to-dos in pilot executive registry, I will be mainly continuing the pilot domain registry and the domain node implementation. Yeah, that's updates on my side.
Okay, thanks, Lu Chang. Will you be at the protocol sync after this so we can discuss some of those issues?
Yes.
Okay, great. And if you can share that doc with me, or maybe you already have, I don't know. I just haven't seen it yet.
But we already discussed that. I mean.
Oh, you're talking about what we discussed last week.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Sorry, I'm tracking. I thought there was a new document. Okay, great. I'm already ahead of the game here. Unusual. Okay. Cool. Okay. Any questions or comments for Lu Chang from the team? Nope. All right. That is not here. Does anybody, I don't actually know exactly what Vet has done. Does anybody know if Vet has pushed any major changes or PRs since last week? I know he's been working on the messaging layer, palette messenger, and palette transporter. No? Okay. We will skip that for now. All right. And then Parth, can you give us an update on your onboarding progress, please?
Yeah, so I have now started working more and more on the cross-chain side. Basically, I'm expanding the cross-chain communication resources, specifically going through white paper, learning about the different cross-chain messaging architecture, and also our own cross-chain plans with Jeremiah.
All right, thanks, Parth. Okay. All right, moving on to the product team. Arthur, if you'd like to kick us off, please.
Hello, everybody. On the partner side, we've begun engagement with the Subspace team from last week. We're going to be working with them to see if we can get onto their aquarium, which is a public gallery of their Web3 APIs on top of our own squid. That's pretty much our updates on the partner side.
Okay, thanks, Arthur. All right. Moving on, Serge, if you'd like to go next.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so last week I was mostly focused on Block Explorer. So I submitted PR to Bootstrap the UI part. Yeah, I installed like React, GraphQL, some code generation for GraphQL schema and TypeScript. And I added some simple components that fetch data from our API. And apart from that, I started working on our first squid to track balances. And there was an issue related to Postgres, because some requests took much longer to process because we were using external volume to store data on the Postgres. And after I discussed with Nadar, I changed some configuration on our droplet. And now it seems to work okay. Yeah, so it's currently syncing. And after it's done, I will check the results against Subscan. And after that, I'm going to work on the space pledged and blockchain history size. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be like a separate squid for each of them, or it's going to be
Did y'all lose Serge too? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if Serge comes back online. I'm just having some connectivity issues. Okay. Moving on, Oskin.
Of course, this week my primary focus was on CLI. I implemented the farm command. By the way, search seems to be returned. Now, after the SDK, on the SDK side, if farm command is finished, it will just be plug and go. So the thing is ready on the CLI side. We just synced with Arthur before this meeting, and we drafted our opinions on the scenarios and features of the CLI. So I will create issues on them on the GitHub. Also this week, apart from the engineering side, we synced with Daria on KZG commitments, like double checking, confirming, and rejecting some of the draft equations. These are just related to pure algebra, by the way. And she explained me some of the bits that I missed on understanding archiving process. My thanks to Daria. And aside from that, just reviewing Ivan's PRs as soon as they came on the SDK.
Thanks, Oskin. Thanks for the detailed update. Regarding the CLI, is that working with the V2 consensus, the SDK and the CLI, or is that still on the old V1 consensus?
I believe it will be more reflected on the SDK side. I mean, the changes for the V2. For CLI, I think it can be agnostic to these changes.
Okay. Can anyone answer that question about what the SDK or Ivan maybe?
Actually, right now, I think the API of the SDK will change. Like, at least for now, like the monorepo, like for example, that support like enabling, disabling, like farming, etc. Like those kind of things. So yeah, I think it's like too early to talk about that.
Okay, we can discuss that more after the call. I just want to make sure that whatever we're testing is actually working with the latest of version that Nazar's pushing, or that he's got merged. But we can push that discussion a little bit.
If you're talking about that, like I'm using like almost the latest revision. So yeah, I'm actually using the latest code which Nazar is pushing.
Okay, great. Okay, one other comment, Oskin. Glad to hear that you and Daria were able to sync up and get on the same page with the research side. I am going to need your help at one or two of the research meetings this week. So I don't know if Ebony's reached out to you, but there's going to be 2 calls that I wanted you to join to get your feedback on some things that we're doing as well. But we can talk about that more later. Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Serge, going back to you. I think we got that you are building another squid for archiving, and that's when you cut out.
Yeah, apologies. I have issues with the internet. So yeah, I'm working on the squid for tracking balances, because by default we cannot get this information for our block explorer from the RPC. So we need to process every block and update balances, basically tables in the SQL. And yeah, there was an issue regarding some SQL performance, because we have like external volume. And after discussion with Nazar, I changed our configuration for the droplet. And yeah, once syncing is done, I will check results against Subscan to make sure that they're the same. And after that, I'm going to work on the space pledged and blockchain history size. And maybe it's going to be like a separate squid for each of them, or maybe it's going to be like a single one that will do everything. I'm not sure yet. This is what I'm going to work next.
Okay, sounds great, Serge. Thanks for the updates. Happy birthday. Okay. Yvonne, you're up next.
Yeah, sure. Last week I was focused on the building the initial implementation for the farmer for the SDK. So yeah, I already pushed 1 PR, one more is coming. So yeah, this week I'll focus also on that, and I'll try to spend some time on the telemetry. Meanwhile, waiting for the reviews. Yeah, trying to maybe optimize some things related to the compression, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's all on my end.
Okay, thanks, Yvonne. And I think we've got some time set aside tomorrow to go through, give some feedback on the SDK and next steps there. Okay. All right, Natasha, you're up next.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be back after my time off. This week, I will be ramping on the Blockspur project. I have a meeting with Arthur later this afternoon to get over the user histories and the design for it. And I think I will start working with it right away. Also, I will be checking the telemetry project in order to completely understand it and complete my onboarding process for the 1 month period.
Great, thanks, Natasha. Okay, moving on to the research team. Daria, if you'd like to go next.
Yeah, hey. So I was a little sick last week, so I didn't get the whole lot done, but we've synced up with Jeremiah on mostly discussing algebraic details of KZG commitments. I have been working on our custom schema to commit to commitments in KZG style, and Ozgun has helped me with that, and I have done some progress which I could share in a later meeting, and I also found some blockers So I decided to give it a little bit of pause. I was also able to finally set aside some time to see what Ethereum dynamic sharding is going to be doing with KZG commitments. So that's that. And what I'm going to do next week, I guess we'll determine today.
All right, thank you, Daria. And no worries about being out sick last week. Gotta make sure you take some time off and feel better. Yeah, we'll talk about that more on the protocol sync, and then we've got a one-on-one right after that, a short one-on-one to talk about next steps for this week. But that's definitely top of mind for me, and I'll be able to give you a better update on what I've been working on over the weekend. Just a quick overview for the team on what I've been working on. I spent a couple days this weekend on the research side. I've been trying to give an overview of polynomial commitments, which is kind of the underlying math behind both Reed-Solomon erasure coding and KZG commitments. They're both polynomial schemes. And there's a lot to unpack here between all the different sort of math behind it, how it actually works, the names of the constructions, and then all the applications that are out there, and then the specific applications that we're looking at. I'm trying to kind of summarize this in a document that we can use internally and then hopefully publish soon as well. That's what I'm going to be working on with Daria and Oskin this week to try to finalize and resolve the assumptions there in line with our new V2 consensus, next stage of V2 consensus, which will implement some of the relationship between erasure coding and KZG commitments. I know that's really fuzzy to everybody. That's why I'm writing this document. So hopefully it can be a little bit more clear. And I'm hoping to share that soon. We'll talk more about the rest on the upcoming meeting. Okay. All right, moving on. Outside the research team, Justin, do you have any updates on your side or from the support side?
Yeah, so on our end, we've been preparing for the end of Gemini 2. So just getting everything in order for that wrap up tomorrow. I personally have been running through lots of interviews over the past week and will continue this week as we are interviewing for a new community manager position. So I'll just be going through those and helping out Way with that as well. Submitted an update to the docs, have the step-by-step guide submitted. It's not surfaced on the sidebar just yet. That's just a quick fix I need to submit. But then also got the new versions updated and some minor fixes submitted as well. Beyond that, moving into this week, just going to be continuing with interviews and preparing for office hours next week, and finishing up a couple other minor small tasks. And beyond that, just been helping some of the new staff members get onboarded with VR and some of the other Subspace related things.
All right, thanks, Justin. Like the new background, by the way. I saw you had one too, Daria. I need to get mine uploaded here soon. Okay.
That's the one, like, I think Diana or Yvonne posted from our ambassador.
Yeah, you want.
Oh, was that was the one Alexander did, right? The designer? He did the whole set of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Last but not least, Jeremy, any updates on your onboarding?
Yeah, I spent last week just getting to know team members. That was really enjoyable. Started digging into the protocol kind of as the week went on, and plan on pretty much doing the same thing this week.
Great. Thank you, Jeremy. Yep. Looking forward to our onboarding calls this week. And then Jeremy's actually going to be coming out to the Hacker House and spending 4 days with me in person next week. So looking forward to that for sure. All right. Okay. I think that is everyone. I didn't skip anybody here.
Sorry, I have an update about VED's work. Sorry that I forgot one PR from VED last week. So last week, VED had a PR on the relay support, in which we can register and exit the relayer set. And we also assign the relayer in a round robin style for the cross domain messages that need to be delivered. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for the update there, Li Cheng. Okay. All right. Is there anything else we want to discuss or any open questions before we close out today? All right. Well, thank you everybody for the hard work. Good luck this week. Thanks everybody for watching. All of our loyal Subspacers on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoy this. We will see you all again next week. Bye now.